Well, the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial has been postponed, as I was just saying. We will now go back to the High Court in Pretoria in May of 2023. The High Court today adjourned after accused 1 and 2 appointed a new legal representative. Advocate Sipho Ramosepele says that he only received instructions on Thursday and will now use this time to familiarise himself with the case. Let's get you more. Bring in our reporter Linda Mnisi, who's with me in studio. So, Linda, why the change of representation? Because accused 1, 2, 3 and 4 had the same legal team so far.
Well, we were not given a clear explanation as to why, they've chosen to go with a new legal representation. It seemed in the morning that Titi Tobane also did not know about this change in instructions. It seemed that the father of accused number 1, Muziga Ukhulelwa, went and consulted with this attorney and, gave them instructions. They therefore went and consulted with the family of accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, and ultimately a decision was made on the fact that he would take over from Titi Tobane.
And how did Tobane feel? I mean, sort of being left at the altar, if you will.
We spoke to him just after the proceedings, and I asked him the specific question, given the fact that last week Friday we adjourned. He asked for an early adjournment, if you remember, and he basically said that he needed to consult with his clients, and we were wondering if these are the outcomes of that consultation. And he says, well, not really. And I asked him, well, do the accused feel like you threw them under the bus? And he says, well, they have a right to choose whichever legal representation that they want. And you'll remember that this new lawyer, Tembegile, has a lot of work to go through. I mean, we've sat through 7 months of this trial, 3 witnesses. I'm talking here about evidence in chief, cross-examination, re-examination of 3 witnesses. So he has those transcripts to go through, and then also has the 2 dockets, right? 636 as well as 375. So there's a lot of work that still needs to go into that. And
today we were expecting to hear from a new witness. We don't know who that witness was going to be. The Meyiwa family has complained since, in fact, his murder in 2014 that everything was moving too slowly. And I'd imagine they feel that more so today.
Well, I mean, the expectation was that at least by the end of this 3 weeks, we would have gotten through 2, if not 3 witnesses, given the fact that, of course, there's still cross-examination and re-examination. Today, we're expecting a new witness. The state wouldn't utter a word around who that witness is, of course, for their safety. But at this point, it seems as though we'll have to wait until next year to know who will take the stand next. There's been a couple of confirmations around people that have been asked to be on standby, but that is not official confirmation that they'll be taking the stand anytime soon. So anyone really could come to the stand and testify. So this matter will be going into its 9th year, really, since the Senzo Meyiwa was murdered. So it's a long wait.
And while all of that is going on, Linda, we saw just last week while Advocate Mshololo was dealing with her re-examination, you mentioned those 2 dockets. The one that is at the center of these men being charged in what the state says was a robbery gone wrong. You've got the other docket, which the state has not said it will not touch at all. It has said, well, we'll leave it on the side just in case. Yeah. Those processes are likely going to, even next year, run sort of parallel, will they not, those 2 dockets?
Well, not exactly, but the contents thereof.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That the other will always keep coming up in the official case.
Absolutely. The other will keep coming. I mean, we've already heard, just last week, a witness was cross-examined, Tumelo Madlala, on the statements, some of them contained in that 375 docket. So it will keep coming up, and of course, witnesses will be questioned, particularly those who are listed as suspects in the 375 docket. They'll be asked about the version of the investigators who recommended that they be charged. But you'll remember the decision on that particular docket will come at the end of this one. So some of the things that they still need to consider are issues of credibility. And you'll remember Tumelo Madlala was asked last week if he knows that his credibility is also one of the things that will help the state decide on whether or not to prosecute the people who were in the house. And he said, well, he wasn't aware of that.
Linda Mnisi, thank you very much for summing it all up for us. Linda pointing out there that next year will basically be 9 years since Senzo Meyiwa was killed and still no convictions.